Welcome to the channel. The world is changing fast, and at the heart of that change is a growing rivalry between BRICS and the West. As countries like China, Russia, India, Brazil, and South Africa push for a multipolar world, the traditional dominance of Western powers is being challenged like never before. What does this mean for global politics, trade, and the future of international relations? In this video, we're talking about the shifting global power dynamics between BRICS and the West, and what it could mean for all of us. 7. What is BRICS? BRICS is not just an acronym. It's a powerful alliance that brings together some of the most influential and rapidly developing countries on Earth. Together, these 5 nations account for over 40% of the global population and nearly 30% of the world's GDP. The term was first coined by a Goldman Sachs economist in 2001 to describe the emerging economies of Brazil, Russia, India, and China. It wasn't until 2009 that these nations came together formally, and with the inclusion of South Africa in 2010, the group became what we now know as BRICS. Each member of BRICS plays a unique and important role. Brazil has a wealth of natural resources and a strong agricultural base. Russia is an energy giant with vast reserves of oil and gas. India brings a massive young labor force and a booming tech industry. China is the world's second-largest economy and a manufacturing powerhouse. South Africa serves as a crucial economic and political link to the African continent. Together, these countries offer a compelling alternative to the Western-dominated world order. 6. The West dominance. Since the end of World War II, the Western world has led the development of global institutions and international norms. Organizations like the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and the United Nations were built on Western ideals and largely serve the interests of developed nations. The US dollar became the world's reserve currency, giving America enormous financial influence. Military alliances such as NATO helped secure Western interests across the globe. And the cultural power of the West spread through Hollywood, Silicon Valley, and global media networks. But this dominance hasn't come without criticism. Many developing nations argue that Western-led institutions are outdated, unfair, and often impose policies that don't reflect the needs of the global South. The West's grip on global finance, governance, and trade has been strong, but it's now being challenged like never before. 5. BRICS' growing influence. BRICS is no longer just a talking shop. It's becoming a real geopolitical force. Economically, the group is expanding trade among its members, and with non-Western countries. China's Belt and Road Initiative has poured billions into infrastructure projects across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, linking much of the world through Chinese-led development. Politically, BRICS promotes the idea of a multipolar world, a world where power is not concentrated in the hands of one or two superpowers, but instead shared among several rising nations. In 2015, BRICS launched the New Development Bank, which aims to provide funding for infrastructure and sustainable development, without the harsh conditions often imposed by the IMF or World Bank. And in 2023, BRICS took a bold step forward by inviting new countries to join the alliance, including Saudi Arabia, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, Argentina, and the United Arab Emirates. This expansion signals a clear intention to broaden its influence and create a truly global counterbalance to Western dominance. 4. The role of currency. One of the most critical fronts in the rivalry between BRICS and the West is currency. For decades, the US dollar has been the king of global trade. It's the currency used for oil transactions, global reserves, and international settlements. This gives the United States enormous power to sanction, to pressure, and to influence. But BRICS wants to change that. Member nations have been exploring ways to trade in local currencies and reduce their dependence on the dollar. There have even been discussions about creating a new BRICS reserve currency, potentially backed by gold or a basket of member currencies. If successful, this move could weaken the dollar's global dominance and give BRICS countries greater control over their own financial systems. The implications for global trade and finance would be massive. 3. Energy and resources. Energy and resources are another key battleground. BRICS countries hold some of the world's most valuable commodities. Russia is a top exporter of oil and natural gas. Brazil and South Africa have rich deposits of minerals and metals. China dominates the rare earth market, materials that are essential for everything from smartphones to electric vehicles. This resource wealth gives BRICS real leverage over global supply chains. It also allows member countries to push back against Western sanctions and trade pressures. In a world increasingly shaped by energy transitions and raw material competition, BRICS holds some powerful cards. 2. The challenge ahead. Despite its growing influence, BRICS faces serious challenges. The alliance is diverse, not only in geography and economy, but in political ideology and strategic interests. India and China have a long-standing border dispute and compete for regional influence in Asia. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has isolated it from many Western economies and strained its relationships. Internal issues like corruption, political instability, and economic inequality continue to plague some members. There's also the question of leadership. While China has emerged as the de facto leader of BRICS, not all members are comfortable with its growing dominance. India, in particular, seeks a more balanced, democratic structure within the group. If BRICS cannot overcome these internal differences, its ability to reshape the global order will be limited. Meanwhile, the West isn't standing still. NATO is strengthening its military posture. The European Union is investing heavily in digital infrastructure and green energy. The United States continues to lead in technological innovation and maintains the world's most powerful military. In this high-stakes rivalry, both sides are positioning themselves for long-term influence. 1. Global impact. The outcome of this struggle affects everyone. For developing nations, BRICS represents an opportunity to pursue growth and development outside the traditional Western sphere. For the West, the rise of BRICS is a challenge to reimagine and reform global institutions to better reflect a rapidly changing world. We're moving toward a multipolar world, one defined by competition, negotiation, and shifting alliances. Trade routes are changing. Digital currencies are emerging. Global governance is being rewritten. Whether you're in a boardroom in New York, a classroom in Delhi, or a factory in Sao Paulo, the impact of BRICS versus the West is undeniable. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thanks for watching.